What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know that it's been a cool minute. It's been a cool minute since I've been here. Uh, I had gotten sick a couple of days ago, so that kind of kept me away from it. And on top of that, I have been busy, working on different projects that I'm doing. Nonetheless, I'm still involved in boxing, just how I was when I first started the channel. If not, possibly a little more now. I started working on different projects that involve me being in the gym with my fighters and with other fighters that are gonna come to me in the near future. That involves me wearing a different hat as far as being part of a fighter's team when it comes to training camp, etc. So I'm not stepping away from the sport, not at all. Like I said, I was just busy, working on different projects. I had just gotten a new job that I was just getting accustomed to. But I have made arrangements with the schedule. I still been in the gym. I still been taking my fighters to compete. I just had a win not too long ago, last month actually, in December, with last year in December with one of the amateur fighters that I work with. We went to a local show here in Southern Cali, and we came off with the victory. I unfortunately couldn't post it since it was just me and him. I didn't we didn't go with anybody else that could record the fight for me or for him. And yeah, that's the reason why I wasn't able to post that video. But I've been active. We my fighters and myself, we've been active. We've been training. I got more shows that I'm going to be attending with them this year, February, March, April, and I will be posting those. So stay tuned on that. But you read the topic, so I'm gonna jump straight into it. It's gonna be, I don't want to say all over the place, but it's gonna be just boxing orientated with whatever's going on in the past couple of days and as a recent. So I'm gonna start up with there's been talks again, and I know it's been going on for some time now about the Canelo versus Crawford. I personally think that it's not a mismatch. I think the skills are up there for both fighters. It's unquestionable, but it's just nonsense. That fight makes absolutely zero sense. You're putting a guy that just moved up to 154, having him jump up to 168 to fight a natural 168 fighter who's been campaigning there for the last 3-4 years, who has been undisputed at that weight class, and it makes no sense. Like I said in a couple videos ago, people were asking about Tank versus Inui or Inui versus Bam. It's one of those fights that makes no sense. I do believe that Crawford is a very skillful fighter, and skill wise, I think he is superior than Canelo in almost everything, and if not everything that he does. But nonetheless, Canelo does have skills also. I'm not discrediting him on that either. But the weight class, the weight gap is just too much of a difference for this fight to be made. I don't see the fight happening. So I don't want to talk too much on this. I've seen a lot of fighters like Sean Porter and Timothy Bradley just recently that they're hyping this fight up as if it's gonna be a mega fight. I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. Like I said, due to the weight gap that there is between each fighter, so I don't see it happening. So we're gonna go on to the next topic now, and Teofimo Lopez's video. I'm gonna say it caught me off guard. I'm an early. I like to wake up early. I woke up like around 4 in the morning today, and I got on my phone real quick. Just I saw that I had a few notifications, so I decided to check up on that, and just opening up social media and seeing the video that he had posted on Instagram. I'm gonna say it brought some sense of humor into me. I thought it was funny. I thought it was nothing but comedy. I'm not gonna lie. I was entertained by it. He definitely he pulled it off on this one. He pulled it off on this one, and just by the way he called his dog. I'm not the most educated person when it comes to dog breeds, but whatever that dog is, the way he named the dog, I don't know. It was just how can I put it? It was everything just came in together. Everything just came in together. It was put every piece, every detail that was put together. It was just done great. It was a good job by either him or the people that were involved behind that video, behind putting everything together. It was just done great. It was a great video, and it's definitely catching the attention of a lot of people. I see that a lot of people are being caught off guard by that video, and that they're paying attention to it. So It's good. But I think the purpose behind it is those are the fights that we want to see Tank in. Tank should be fighting those kind of fighters with no rehydration clause and no catch weights. And I know that there's a lot of people that say, well, the catch weight is for, or the rehydration clause is so the opponent doesn't gain so much weight, and he's fighting a smaller guy, and now the opponent has 40 pounds of a difference. Well, if you think about it, back in the days, and I'm talking about the 80s, Roberto Duran, for example, he moved up from lightweight all the way to middleweight and fought the likes of Marvin Hagler. And even when Duran was past his prime, already 37 years old, had been knocked out by Tommy Hearns, he took on Iran Barkley. Duran didn't hit the scale at 160. He came in a few pounds under at 157, 158, and he still took on Iran Barkley. Iran Barkley, no catch weight, no rehydration clause. While Barkley was a champion, Barkley had beat Tommy Hearns, knocked him out for the title, someone that Duran had already been knocked out by. So the catch weight, the rehydration clause, I'm not a fan of it. If a fighter makes weight on the day of the weigh-ins, whatever he rehydrates to, it shouldn't matter. If you're looking to prove that you're the best fighter, you're not gonna put a rehydration clause or a catch weight on your opponents. You're gonna fight them at their best without trying to handicap them of anything. He's done it to Ryan Garcia, to Batters in the past, and to me, it doesn't make any sense. I think this is something that's killing the sport. Trying to have these catch weights, rehydration clauses, being part of a mega fight, even with a couple months back where an offer was sent by Tank and his team to Rayo and his team that they were willing to fight them, but at 135. I mean, that makes no sense. Rayo just had became champion at 140, and Tank had fought at 140. But like I said, if Tank wants to prove that he is the best fighter of his generation, or as of right now, he has to fight these guys without trying to handicap them of anything, without trying to prevent them from rehydrating to their natural weight, where they're going to come in strong and healthy and at their best, without trying to put a catch weight where they need to kill themselves to make weight. Those are things that don't favor him. I know that he's the A side, and I know with being the A side, you call the shots. But there's a difference in calling the shots when negotiating the fight and trying to have everything on your, trying to have an advantage over your opponents by any means. That's something that I'm not a fan of, and I don't respect. Personally, me, I don't respect it, and it goes with every fighter. I've also thrown, if you want to call it, I've thrown shade at fighters like Canelo. Fighters who are of Hispanic descent or that have Mexican heritage. I'm not being biased here. Putting rehydration clauses or putting catch weights on fighters, I'm not a fan of. He's done it to a few, which, like I said, I do not respect. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. being one of them, putting a catch weight of 164 and a half, and then rehydration clauses on the likes of like Daniel Jacobs. I'm not a fan of that. So it goes both ways. Like I said, I'm not being biased. I'm not having favoritism over Hispanic fighters. In case you think that I am, that's not the case. But as of right now, someone who has a big name and that has been I guess you could say caught, or that has been mentioned a lot when it comes to rehydration clauses and catch weights, has been Tank. He has been doing that. He has been enforcing that on his opponents, or moving them up and fighting smaller guys that are campaigning at 126 or at 130. We want to see him fight the likes of Shakur Stevenson, the likes of Teofimo Lopez, the likes of Rayo Valenzuela. But like I said, at their weight class where they're not dehydrated, and a catch weight and a rehydration clause is not something that has to be involved in negotiations when it comes to the fight. The Lomachenko fight should have happened a couple years back when they were both champions at 130 and Loma was in his prime. Loma was on his way out, so I don't see that fight happening either. But those are the fights that we want to see. So to Teofimo, kudos to you. I hope you get the fight made. I hope it's at 140. I hope both fighters come in healthy. I hope that both fighters are able to rehydrate to their natural weight, and are able to put on a great fight. I think that fight should have took place when Teofimo had all the belts, or most of the belts, at 135, and Tank was holding the WBA regular title at that time. So I think both fighters still are in their prime. So I'm not gonna say that this fight is big. If it gets made, I don't want to say that it was made too late. I think both fighters are still at a good moment. They're still in the peak and the prime. So it's still a great time for this fight to happen. I think it's built up even more now. So These are the fights that we want to see. One of the fights that's also coming up that's good for the sport is the rematch between Bivol and Better BF. I will be honest, I didn't get a chance to see to see the first fight. I saw I saw little pieces of it on Instagram that people were posting, or even the promotional companies like Matchroom that they were posting little clips here and there about the fight. I didn't get to see the full fight, so I can't even give you my take on that. But I heard things, that it should have been a draw, that Better Be pulled it off, that Bivol won. So a rematch is great. A rematch should take place. It's gonna take place, and these are the fights that we need. These are the fights that have to be made in order for the sport to be kept alive. We need to see these big fights. Forget about being undefeated. A lot of all the great fighters were not undefeated. Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez, Alexis Arguello, Aaron Pryor. I can go on and on. And the reason why these fighters were not undefeated is because they were fighting other great fighters in their prime, in their peak. They weren't waiting for a fighter to age, or for a fighter to be past his prime, or looking to add a rehydration clause. They were fighting them in their peak and in their prime. So the chances of them losing were huge. They were great for the fact that they were facing top-notch competition. Oscar De La Hoya was another one that fought everybody. He didn't win them all, but like I said, he was fighting great fighters in their peak and in their prime. So if we want to see these big fights being made, we gotta stop. I guess taking away or discrediting a fighter for losing a fight. I think that's something that's also killing the sport. It's the fans, fans that are, I guess you could say, discrediting, or that are bashing a fighter when they lose their O. Losing your O doesn't mean that you now suck. Just because a fighter loses, it doesn't mean that they're a sorry fighter. Like I said, all these fighters were. Look at Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has about 8 losses in his career. But look at the fights that he gave us. He fought the best competition out there while they were in their peak. Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, Juan Manuel Marquez. He fought these guys while they were in their prime and ran away from nobody. So I don't think Manny Pacquiao sucks. I think Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. So I think that fans of today have to stop bashing fighters when they lose their own. I think they need to start remembering that once two fighters of elite caliber and in their prime step into the ring, one of them is gonna lose. One of them is gonna lose, but what makes the fighter great is their comeback. That they're able to come back after that loss and be champion again. That they're able to come back after that loss and avenge their loss in the rematch, like Ray Leonard did with Duran. That's what's gonna bring the sport back to its glory days. Bivol just lost to Better Beef. I don't think Bivol's a sorry fighter. Bivol's a great fighter in my opinion, and in the rematch he could pull it off. And if he does, that's what's gonna make him great. He's gonna go out there and beat the guy that took his title, that took his O. That's what makes a fighter great. It's not about or wins, losses, or how many wins did this guy have and lost. How many losses did this guy have? We shouldn't be judging fighters by their record. Emmanuel Augustus, he's a great example. He, if you want to call it, has one of the worst records in boxing history, but he could make an undefeated fighter look like shit. Why? Because of his style. Because he fought everybody. He fought a commerce. He didn't win them all, but he stepped in there with every top notch fighter that was in his era. So those are the fights that we need to see. Those are the fights that need to be made, and little by little, I think we're gonna get back there. It all starts with I think the fans. We need to stop bashing fighters when they lose their O, or we need to stop discrediting fighters because they're not undefeated. If we want the big fights to be made, we gotta stop demanding so much that a fighter stays undefeated. That's my take on that. That's it for today. I wanted to put that out there. I wanted to put my thought on what's going on today within the sport. We do have more serious things that need to be taken care of. Unfortunately, sometimes things get out of control, and we're it's Mother Nature. We can't do much but to battle it out. We are experiencing the fires out here in the LA area, where I'm not located in LA. I'm about an hour north of it. So thankfully, I have not experienced anything. I haven't experienced the fires come to my area. I'm located in the Ventura County, so which is an hour north of the LA County. So thankfully, I'm okay. I'm okay. I haven't experienced any of the disasters that some families have faced. You know, they faced a lot of unfortunate things. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people have lost their homes. They lost everything. So you know, just my prayers go out to those that are currently battling this tough battle out here. You know, this is more serious than this sport. You know, as much as I love boxing, there's a lot more serious things that come before boxing. So yeah, that's my take on that. I hope everybody stays safe out there. If you're from the LA area, uh, I hope you get through this. I'm praying for you guys, and yeah, just know that I'm always in your corner. And yeah, that's it for this. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I had been gone because I had been busy. I am back now. I am gonna be posting a lot more content. Like I said, I just recently started taking some classes that are gonna involve me wearing a different hat within the gym, but at the same time be able to coach fighters. So stay tuned on that because it's coming. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace out.